The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were 3 pigs who were brothers and liked to sail. One day, they discovered an idyllic beach and decided to stay for some time to surf. The youngest brother, the most agile one, had won several competitions. The middle brother, the most creative one, had invented a very sophisticated surfboard. And the eldest brother, who had difficulty with sports, was the one who had the least balance. On the beach lived a monkey who got furious when he saw the pigs having fun and eating his bananas. Because the sand burned his feet, he couldn't chase them away. One night, the monkey looked for a way to scare them off.
I'll break their surfboard so they'll leave my island.
Therefore, the 3 pigs decided to build their own houses so they could use them as shelters in case the monkey bothered them. The youngest brother, who believed everything in life was easy, decided to build a simple house of sand. He finished it quickly, so he spent his time drinking coconut water. The middle brother, the most creative one, built his house with palm leaves. Since it didn't take him long, he joined his younger brother. But the 3rd pig, who was the most hard-working one and for whom everything was harder, decided it was best to build a house of bricks. He even added a chimney to bring in the bananas he liked so much. Although his 2 younger brothers didn't help him finish his house, he knew that way he would be safer from the monkey. When all 3 houses were finished, the 3 pigs celebrated. But the monkey was offended by their insolence and decided to end the intruder's stay at once.
I'll break their surfboard so they can never surf again.
The 3 scared pigs ran to their house with their surfboards and locked themselves inside.
Open the door or else I will blow your house down.
Since the pig wouldn't open the door, the monkey started blowing hard. The first pig ran as fast as he could to his second brother's house.
I'll blow, and I'll blow your house down too.
The monkey blew even harder this time, and the house's palm leaf walls couldn't resist the wind and fell down as well. The 2 pigs ran to the house of bricks. In spite of not having helped their older brother, he forgave them and let them in. The monkey, who was really angry now, blew and blew until he had no strength left. But the house of bricks was just too solid.
I'll give them a big surprise.
The monkey climbed up and slid down the chimney. When he opened his eyes, the monkey was the one who was greatly surprised. The eldest brother, who was the least lazy one and who knew how to share, had made sandals for the monkey so he wouldn't burn his feet on the sand and would be able to enjoy the beach with them. And that's how the 3 pigs and the monkey started respecting each other. Not only did they build 2 more houses as a team, but they also taught their new friend how to surf. And the eldest brother also made a hammock for the monkey so that he could enjoy beautiful sunsets with them.
Sometimes there's no need to be so judgmental when someone new comes into our lives. We can learn how to coexist and live in peace.
Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a grandma who was very, very old. She only had one granddaughter. She loved her granddaughter so much that she gifted her a red coat with a hood. and called her Little Red Riding Hood. But Little Red Riding Hood lived with her mother, far away from her grandma, on the other side of town. Her mother was always working, so she never had time to visit her grandma.
Mom, let's go see Grandma. I made her some muffins.
I can't. I have to work.
Okay, I'll go on my own again.
Fine, but don't talk to strangers.
Little Red Riding Hood set off to visit her grandma. But something happened on the way.
Those muffins smell delicious.
I made them myself. I'm Little Red Riding Hood. Who are you?
I'm an alebrije. I look for people who are old and lonely, and I take them to the land of the forgotten. Where are you headed?
To see my grandmother, who is old and lonely.
Where does she live?
On the other side of town.
The alebrije thought it could take the grandmother to the land of the forgotten and tricked Little Red Riding Hood.
If you want to get there quicker, turn here for a shortcut.
While Little Red Riding Hood was walking, the alebrije flew away. It was the first one to arrive at Grandma's house.
Who is it?
Little Red Riding Hood.
Come in.
Grandma wasn't wearing her glasses. She couldn't see very well and was tricked.
Little Red Riding Hood, what are you doing here?
I came to take you with me.
Grandma, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood.
In order to trick her again, the alebrije put on Grandma's hat.
Grandma? Oh, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with.
What big eyes you have.
All the better to see you with.
Why do you have wings?
All the better to fly with.
The alebrije grabbed the old lady and tried to escape through the window. But Little Red Riding grabbed it by its tail.
Don't take my grandma. My mom might have forgotten her, but I haven't.
Little Red Riding Hood thought of a plan.
Let's make a deal. Instead of taking my grandma to the land of the forgotten, take us to my mother's house so they can reunite, and I'll give you my muffins.
The alebrije accepted the deal and flew Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma back.
Yes! Woohoo! Mom, I have a surprise.
What is Grandma doing here?
I want her to live with us. She's old and weak. You're my mother, and she's yours. Just for today. Stop working and enjoy being with Grandma.
And who is that evil creature?
It's not evil. It taught me that we must never forget the old people who love us so much.
And that's how Grandma moved in with Little Red Riding Hood and her mother, who looked after her. Meanwhile, the alebrije, instead of looking for people to take to the land of the forgotten, found a home where to rest and eat muffins.
Gerda and Kai were best friends and neighbors. They lived in a town where it was always cold and snowy, so they became expert snowman builders. When it got dark and the cold set in, they would go into Gerda's house, where her grandmother would make them hot chocolate and tell them wonderful stories.
Gather round, children. Tonight, I will tell you the story of the Snow Queen, a fearsome sorceress who lives at the top of the mountain in a huge ice castle, where she brings as prisoners all those who make her angry. Her magic is so powerful that with her hands she can turn people's hearts into ice and transform them into emotionless beings. You must be careful, children. Her magic is everywhere.
That's a bunch of nonsense. She just wants to scare us. Queen! I'm not afraid of you! You can come whenever you want and get near the fireplace to warm up. You'll only melt a little.
Be careful with what you say, Kai. The queen may be listening and she will be angry.
I am afraid of her. Don't laugh at her, Kai. We must be careful or she will come for us.
The queen, who had a sense of knowing when someone was making fun of her, decided to pay them a visit.
What's that? There's someone at the window. It's the Snow Queen!
Angry and challenged by Kai's words, the queen cast a spell on the child from the window. A zillion snowflakes darted straight to him and enveloped him before he vanished into thin air. Kai's demeanor had changed in an instant. Gerda noticed that his gaze had become cold and distant.
What's up with you?
Kai did not respond. He looked at her as if she were a stranger, and he walked away. At the door, there was an ice carriage with golden wheels. Inside, the Snow Queen was waiting for him. Kai was captured. Neither Gerda nor her grandmother could do anything about it.
Kai must be lonely and scared in the castle. Grandma, I need to help Kai. I don't want the queen to hurt him. I have to be brave and rescue him.
How brave of you, Gerda. I know how much you miss him, and it's great that you want to help him, but I must warn you that this is a very dangerous mission. Even though the queen lives at the top of the mountain, her magic is everywhere.
I will take care of myself, I promise. How do I get to the castle?
Pay close attention, Gerda, and you won't get lost. I will give you my cell phone so you can follow the map. You must head for the snowy garden, where you will see hundreds of flowers. Then you will come across the river. Follow the course of the water, and you will reach the foot of the mountain. At the top is the Queen's castle.
First the garden, then the river, and finally the mountain. I got it! Thanks a lot, Grandma.
Take care of yourself, and remember that your friendship with Kai is stronger than any spell.
Gerda knew she had a long way to go. Thanks to the GPS on her cell phone, she made it to the garden. It was filled with colorful flowers. She asked them if they had seen her friend. They said they hadn't and didn't seem interested in helping her. The road was getting harder and harder. She walked along the bank of the river and arrived at the forest, where some kind squirrels told her they'd not seen anyone. When she reached the foot of the mountain, she saw a cabin. An old man with wild hair and a curious voice opened the door for her.
Hello, little girl. Who are you?
Oh, hello. My name is Gerda. I am sorry to bother you, but maybe you can help me.
Are you all right? What is a little girl like you doing so far away from home? Come in. You must be very cold.
Thank you very much. I am fine, but very tired. I have come a long way. I must rescue my friend Kai. The Snow Queen captured him and took him to her castle. Could you tell me if I'm going in the right direction?
You're brave enough to go rescue him. But you must know that the Snow Queen is very dangerous. If she sees you here, she will capture you too. Are you sure you want to continue your journey?
Kai needs me.
Very well then, but don't say I didn't warn you. Just follow the stone path and you will reach the top of the mountain where the fearsome queen lives. Take this mirror. It is a good luck charm and it will protect you. You will know when to use it.
Many thanks for your help.
Following the old man's directions, Gerda arrived at the castle gates, just when the storm was at its height. To her surprise, the queen was nowhere to be seen. She was scared. She took a look around and started to walk down a long corridor. She saw Kai in the distance, all alone, still with the same absent look on his face. Gerda, very excited, rushed towards him.
Kai, here you are. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, Kai, what has the queen done to you? Why aren't you glad to see me? It's me, Gerda, your best friend. Remember me?
Gerda, is that you?
Yes, Kai, it's me. She cast a spell on your heart and brought you to the castle.
What? What is happening? I feel weird. Gerda, I want to go home. What are you doing here, girl?
The queen was furious. She raised her arms to cast a spell on Gerda. Gerda's eyes darted around in panic. Then she remembered that she still had the mirror the old man had given her. In desperation, she covered her face with it. The queen's spell bounced off the mirror. All of a sudden, the whole castle lit up with magic beams, and the spell she had cast began to wear off. The castle was falling down.
No! My castle!
Gerda took Kai by the arm, and they seized the moment to escape. They ran as far away from there as possible, while everything around them changed. Gerda could not believe how different the path looked now that it was not bewitched by the queen. Kai and Gerda's adventure with the Snow Queen was over. No one has ever heard of her since. It is funny that thanks to the queen, they became better friends now than before. Kai now knew that Gerda would do anything for him. And Gerda knew, for sure, that there would always be room for her in Kai's heart. For the first time in a long time, it was no longer cold. The eternal winter of the Snow Queen was over, and the sun of spring was shining all over the place.